diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Richard McBryde, who's a linebacker out of SMU. How's your day been, sir?
Oh, it's going great.
Great,
Enjoying.
great. Nice to have you on here. I mean, I know again, you had a decent career at SMU, but even before that, you were a transfer from Auburn. Chat with me a little bit about your overall history, if you don't mind.
Well, I started my high school career at Charles Henderson High School in Troy, Alabama. I was rated a 4-star. I went into Auburn and it really didn't go the way I wanted it to. And I had an injury in 2018, which I decided to transfer. And when I transferred, I got the opportunity to come to SMU. I didn't know really nothing about SMU until I came out here. Being my first time in Dallas, I kind of enjoyed it. I really liked it, and the coaches, they welcomed me with arms, and I mean, from there, I made history.
So again, came into SMU. Probably used a little bit more, there at SMU than your Auburn days. Let me just kind of back up. I mean, you had your injury in 2018, turned right around that following season and really had the best season of your life, almost getting 100 tackles, 98 total, 9.5 for loss, about 3.5 sacks and a forced fumble. I think that you had a great year, especially given the fact that you were coming off of an injury. I see you kind of as like an outside linebacker, like a will. Is that kind of how you see yourself? What kind of linebacker are you?
I see myself in the league playing will. Being only 6'1", probably get up to 235. I think will outside linebacker will be my best position in the league. So I can see myself playing that position.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the way that I look at your production. That's kind of how I see yourself, maybe projecting to the next level, maybe even coming inside in like maybe a 3-4 scheme. I was going to ask you, Richard, what do you think is like your best attribute as a player, coming into the league, being an NFL prospect?
My number one is I know I can stop the run. I love stopping the run. I love being physical. Point of attack with the O-lineman. I love shocking the O-lineman. And I think my zone coverage is pretty good. So
Gotcha. So I think it's kind of neat to be able to say, you know what, put me out there, like I'll stop whoever. What's it going to feel like getting into the league and having guys like, I don't know, like Derrick Henry? You ready to take on a guy of his caliber and tackle him?
Yes. I'm gonna study his game, and I feel like it's gonna be a blessing one because you watch him, and you like, he in the league. So when you get there, you're gonna be fired up, knowing that it's time to hit him. So I mean, I'm gonna be real excited. So.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, obviously that's kind of one of the bigger guys. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
of like everybody in the league right now. I mean, I think most people, like if you had to pick maybe one or two guys, like not that you don't want to tackle, it would be a guy like him because I mean he's obviously the biggest, strongest, baddest son of a gun that you can hand the ball to these days. You definitely need to figure out like how to tackle him in such a way to kind of protect yourself. I know it sounds silly, but I mean, especially for you and your neck injury, man, like you don't want to leave with your helmet because I mean that would kind of put you at risk for a penalty as well as an injury. So So let's talk about you a little bit, and this. I don't know. This whole past couple years, man, it's been kind of wild. I mean, you had the coronavirus coming in and really just sort of changing the world. So how did that change you guys there at SMU? Like, how did things change, like overall with the whole COVID restrictions?
At SMU, I think we did a pretty good job. Staying apart. We move our locker room into the like the lounge area outside the football stadium, which gave us more room to be more apart from each other. And so our stadium was our locker room, which it gave a great benefit. After practice, the equipment guys, they sprayed down the helmets, the shoulder pads, and it just made us being more careful so we could have a season. And I think we did a great job, and we played most of our games from the first game all the way through the last game. And I mean,
Yeah, I mean, obviously one of the teams that was able to, get out there and play, all the games that you possibly can, which I think is cool. And then after that season, you got the call from somebody and invited you out to the College Gridiron Showcase, which is actually fairly close to, SMU there. So it's pretty decent just to, hop on over there. Tell me about your experience there at the College Gridiron Showcase.
the showcase was a great experience. You meet different people from different schools, chat with some scouts. You learn different things about the finance. So the first day was just straight meetings, and it was really putting you on the finance game with the lead and stuff like that. So I mean, and you just go out there and get to compete against, you know what I'm saying, just show your skills in front of scouts. So it was a great experience.
So pretty much you learned day one not to take that first check and blow it.
Yeah.
I guess is basically what they're trying to teach you guys. So yeah, I mean, obviously, I think a lot of guys, the reason why they get into the league, at least one of them, I mean, and is the fact that you get paid. You get paid a decent amount of money, which you should, because I mean, you're pretty much putting your life on the line for the sake of entertainment. But you have any idea maybe like what you might, whenever you do get that first paycheck, like what you might go out and buy? I mean, maybe not the first one. Let's just say that, okay, let's take a step back. Maybe not the first one, but like once you get comfortable, like what's going to be that first big purchase of yours?
Ooh. Either a house, or I probably go back home and do something for my community. So I'm not really. So.
Would you upgrade like the vehicle? I mean, you ever think about?
I'm gonna do that later on down the line. I feel like I probably I ain't. I'm gonna keep my little vehicle. I mean, it's give me the A and B. So I mean.
Hey, yeah. I mean, as long as it keeps you going. I mean, sounds great. So Richard, the other thing too that you were able to get accomplished was going out there and having your pro day. Tell me something about your pro day. Do you feel like you did a good job? Did you accomplish your goals? And just kind of tell me a bit about your pro day.
Pro day was a great experience. I did decent. I felt like I could have done better, but I mean, it is what it is. So I enjoyed it though. So I mean, it pretty much I feel like I could have done better, but it just.
It's all good. So I mean, obviously, didn't have the stellar numbers, but I mean, you went out there, you were able to compete. Show some people. I'm assuming like some position drills and things also. I mean, which I think most scouts really want to see those. How do you think you did in those position drills?
I think my drills they look fluid, they look smooth, and I felt like I did pretty good in the drills.
Great. What are scouts telling you these days? I mean, has anyone given you any sort of feedback? I mean, whether it be during your time there at the CGS or any scout that maybe you have met with. I mean, what's some of the feedback you've been getting?
Most scouts saying when they watch my film, it's pretty much my pass defense. They say my pass defense really not how it seems. So when I was at CGS and pro day, I felt like I wanted to show them that I can do pass defense. So they pretty much like my run defense, but
Gotcha. Well, I mean, they're kind of picking apart your game a little bit, and they're also trying to coach you up. So
yeah.
I mean, again, like you said, I mean, your forte is stopping the run. I mean, that's kind of been drilled in you since day one. So you go out there, you stop the run. If that's your job, that's your job. You know, not everybody gets to drop back into coverage. So, it's just kind of how it works. So, I mean, if you're the guy, let's just say like in a 3-4 that's, up front, there to stop the run, then that's your job, So if you need a little bit more time to do that, that's fine. I mean, that's what practice squads are for.
Yeah.
I mean, you go out there, maybe, grab a position on some practice squad somewhere, get more comfortable in doing so, and then maybe get yourself, the opportunity to actually get some, game time, which I think a lot of people really want. Tell me a bit about you as a leader out there on the football field. Do you see yourself as a leader?
Yes, I do. I feel like my leadership skills on the field is crazy. I hate lose for one, and I think that goes back to some family stuff that happened in the past, and I try to relate it to the game situation of losing. So I hate losing, and I think my leadership skills on the field, make sure everybody lined up, making sure everybody get the call, so we can have a great execution between each play. I think that really matters.
Gotcha. And I kind of want to get your feel as a student of the game. Tell me a little bit about how you break down film, and if you could please just think of maybe an example of how that kind of played out for you in a game time situation.
So the way I break down film is when I was being at SMU, I break down the O-line. So I study how the O-line pull. Do they pull tight? Do they pull loose? And then I go to the running back. I study his game. Are he's a loosest, or are he a speed back, power back? And then I work my way to formations and see what type of what they run out of formations. If it's 2x2, what they run. If it's 3x1 with a tight end attached, 3x1 open, whatever they run it, I'm studying. So when I get in the game, I'm already looking at the formations. I'm reading left and right at the formations, and so I can get a clue what type of 3 plays they can run out of this formation.
Great. And who's been maybe your best competition over the years, man? I mean, who have you been able to wrap up and really, have good success against?
I'm gonna say the greatest competition.
Yeah. Go for it.
I'm gonna say Memphis, only because they have some really good backs. They have backs that you could put at running back. You could put them out at receiver. So I'm gonna have to go with Memphis.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, obviously Memphis is one of the good ones. I mean, it seems like each and every year they got a running back who's vying for an NFL spot, being drafted fairly high. I mean, having guys like Gainwell that you have to go out there and jackal, obviously not the easiest thing, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely some great competition, for guys. So, what's been your your best moment, most memorable moment of your college career. You want to share that? I mean, again, like best game or even like one of your better plays.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with Memphis this past year.
Okay.
It was either third down or fourth down, I cannot remember. And they lined up to go. It had to be fourth down. They went for it to get a first because it was in the fourth quarter and they was trying to get a field goal to tie the game up. And I stopped them on fourth down. So I think that's one of my best plays that I always remember. So.
Well, I mean, stopping a guy on fourth down is really what you should be doing, anyways. I mean, if you're going to be
Yeah.
coming up and stopping the run, or uh, getting in the face of the quarterback or something. I mean, really, that's that's what you're expected to do. So,
Yeah.
cool. So last kind of question that I have for you, just kind of a psychological question, is to if you had the opportunity maybe to go back in time, talk to your younger self, maybe your 17-year-old self in high school. What sort of advice would you give him to prepare him for his college journey?
I tell them stay focused. I think when I got to Auburn, I was being a college student, having fun, enjoying college, and also was trying to like take care of my mom because she was in like rehab trying to learn how to walk. So I was always trying to go back home and trying to change my workout schedule to early in the morning so I can go back home on some days. So I tell my youngsters stay focused because once I got hurt, I got a second chance to play football. I wish I never took my first time for granted, but I think God gave me a second chance, and I felt like I used it in the right way this time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you end up getting injured, and then in turn transferred out to SMU, which gave you another opportunity, which gave you the ability to be the number one guy out there on the defense, be one of the leaders out there, leading the team in tackles and all of that. SMU has been great to you, man. Really giving you the opportunity to go out there and to shine. Um, so let's take a minute. I don't know, step outside of football for a little bit, so that we can kind of learn who Richard McBryde is outside of a linebacker. Tell me a little bit about yourself, maybe where you're, what you're into, any sort of hobbies, interests, stuff you're passionate about outside of football.
I like to play video games, Madden. So I feel like nobody's not gonna beat me in Madden. I think I'm one of the top dogs in Madden. I love nature. I'm always by I think I'm always by a lake. I'm always going to a lake, either fishing or just getting that peaceful feeling by the lake. Wherever water is, lake, river, doesn't matter, beach. I love nature. I have a little dog, not with me right now, but I have a dog. So I love dogs and stuff like that. So
Gotcha. And you said you're from Alabama, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me something about your hometown. Like, if I ever had to come and visit, like what would I have to go visit or do down in your hometown?
Ooh, there's nothing really in Troy. It's nothing in Troy, but I mean, if you like nature, you'll probably find some lakes, some
Gotcha.
ponds.
Gonna have to get my fishing license, man. I haven't gotten that yet this season. So
Yeah.
but
So I mean, if you take the University out of Troy, there's nothing there. But I mean, it's a great little historic little town, city. So I mean,
gotcha. Hey, as we begin to wrap up, I try my best to always ask this question. It's really just the why question. Tell me maybe why you play football and just a little bit of your motivation, if you don't mind.
well, I started playing football at age 6. I started playing, just having fun with it. And then once I got to high school, I really started enjoying it. I felt like I can get to the college with this. Being, I'm not gonna say poor, but like I felt like it could be a way to go to school for free. And I got it. I mean, I did what I had to do, went to college, started enjoying it. And then once I got to college, also, obviously had my little moment when I wanted to have fun. And when I got at SMU, I'm like, okay, I started seeing another level of it because it's Dallas. So you playing in Dallas, you see a whole different vibe, different level of college football. So I'm like, I'm so going to SMU practice every day. You was like, you get the mindset of you coming out here enjoying on this beautiful field, seeing these nice cars ride by. You might well just have fun and turn up a little more. So I just stay going to practice, enjoying it, and hopefully just get me to the NFL where I could just also compete and keep doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, definitely football has, it allows opportunities to happen, whether it be, just getting a college education, which obviously is very important, and really walking away with no debt. Not everybody can. Not everybody can say that, man. It took me a while to pay off mine, so that's kind of how things work out. But I mean, also one of the things that football is giving you is maybe an opportunity to rub shoulders with some people in the professional realm and give you maybe an opportunity to get on a football team. So before you do that, I mean, I want you to give your pitch to all those professional teams out there, maybe why they should take a chance on you and bring you into their club, and what kind of teammate would you be? So give me your one last pitch.
I think teams should focus on me. It should bring me in because I'm a high energy guy. I'm always having fun on the field, so I'm gonna give my best. If you want a guy that loves the game, study the game. I think I know I love the game and I study the game. So I think that would be a great opportunity, for a team to look at me and see what I'm about.
I mean, definitely a guy that's, I mean, again, like you said, I mean, a guy that's committed to stopping the run, and that's kind of, first and foremost, it's kind of drilled into you since I guess day one. And a guy that's going to be a person that can contribute, really at any level as a linebacker, but probably also on special teams as well. A guy that could certainly, help out any franchise at that linebacker spot. So, Richard, I wish you best of luck, man. I mean, I know this has been one heck of a journey for you. You've persevered through a whole lot, which I think is, great. Showing people a bit about your perseverance and your character, which I think is important. Again, thank you for your time, and you take care of yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, this is Richard McBryde. He's a linebacker at SMU. Definitely check him out.